Hi guys, it's Erica. Thanks for joining me today. You know I love all things trauma-informed movement and reflex integration, and so today we'll be going through some exercises to target one specific reflex, your STNR reflex, or your Symmetrical Tonic Neck Reflex. And this is specifically important in the up and down movement of our head, but it's more than that because it's also really connected to your visual motor skills and also helps your brain differentiate between the top half of your body and the lower half of your body. So super important. And today there's actually like 3 different parts of this reflex, or 3 different poses, postures, phases, however you want to put it, that are a part of this reflex. So we'll be going through variations of those, and at the end, put all 3 together. So I do have 2 blocks today. So if you don't have blocks, you could grab 2 big water bottles. We'll be using these kind of as arm extenders. And if you don't have them, of course, you can go through the postures without them. So I'll start with these off to the side. And we're going to start off in a really good hip opening stretch. So bring your big toes to touch, knees about as wide as your mat, and your forehead is going to come down onto the mat. Hands stretched out in front of you, really pressing down into the mat. And just start to give yourself that space to let the thoughts slow down. Let your thoughts slow down. Whenever you do any sort of reflex work, you don't want to come into it rushed. And maybe you were rushing around all day before you sat down here, but we're going to take this first minute that we just breathe and close your eyes and just focus on remembering what it feels like to have a body. Sometimes we just run through life so fast, it's like we forget. This might be the most important part of what we do in this 15 minutes, is just to slow down. So from here, just take a deep breath in through your nose and a slow exhale. And again, deep breath in. And slower exhale. Just feel your back expand as you take that next deep inhale. The muscles between your ribs open and expand. And exhale. So we're going to start to just walk our hands over to the side. I'm going to go to my left. So I've got my right hand stacked on top of my left, here at the corner of the mat. Very slight rotation of the spine towards the right, just resting on the right side of my forehead. And again, those slow inhales and slow exhales. Just imagine that air running all the way down the right side of your body to that hip crease, creating space. One last deep inhale. And let it out. Feel your shoulders getting that nice stretch as well. And then we really slowly, again, not rushing, walk our hands over to the right. So my left hand is stacked on top of my right hand, resting on the right side of my forehead. Slight twisting of the spine towards the left, and now that left side gets to open. So again, taking your time, giving each side equal love, equal space. As you inhale, imagine that air just going over each rib, down your abdomen to that hip crease, creating that openness. And one more deep inhale. Belly expands, chest expands, and slow exhale. And then slowly walk yourself back towards center. All right, we could stay here for the rest of the time if you want. I feel like I could take a nap. Or you can slowly bring yourself up towards tabletop. Bring your legs in to be parallel. Knees under your hips, wrists under your shoulders. And we'll start, like I said before, this reflex is just the up and down movement of your head. So we're gonna move that gaze upwards and downwards and up and down, almost like you're trying to draw a line with your gaze. And now we're gonna shift our hands. So I'm gonna bring my fingers or my fingertips to be about like 45 degrees internal rotation on a diagonal towards each other. And now we're gonna see how that changes the movement. So this is actually how we're going to integrate the reflex. This actually makes a big difference here with your hands. So again, looking up and coming down. And you might not notice anything, but I can tell you, your spine does, your brain does. Small shift up and down. Okay, now we're gonna bring our hands just back to where they were, fingertips forward, and we're gonna move into like an exaggerated cat-cow. So from just the head movements, now we'll drop the belly, looking up, and around the spine, tuck the tailbone. So again, really leading with your gaze. So you're following like what's in front of you. Like I see a line on my floor, and that's what I'm letting my gaze follow. As I bring my belly down, gaze up, and then bring your gaze down, chin to your chest, looking towards your belly button, around the spine. Good. All right, now we move into that exaggeration. So as you come forward, you're almost dropping your hips down, and then starting to round your spine. Send your hips all the way back to your heels. Pausing just for half a second, and then round the spine. So we're always coming through with a rounded spine. Gaze comes forward. Tops of the legs to the mat. Shoulders away from the ears. And then bring it back. Round the spine all the way through. Chin to your chest. Hips to heels. And then pick up the hips. Round the spine. Gaze comes forward. Legs down to the mat. So getting a big stretch in the abdomen. Now we're going to add on here. So rounding the spine. Hips to heels, forehead to the mat. Now drag your hands all the way back, grab your heels. Hold here for about 2 seconds, just giving yourself some self-grounding. And then you're gonna lift your hips. So still holding onto your heels, lift the hips a few inches. And then even on your head, you're gonna roll forward, almost like you're trying to get your hairline to the mat, rather than just your forehead. And then you'll bring your hips down to just your forehead. Hands reach forward. And we continue lifting up, rounding the spine, moving through tabletop, and then dropping now all the way onto your belly, nose to the mat. Little halfway lift here, just the upper back lifts. As you inhale, gaze forward, hands hover. Exhale, nose back to the mat. Now, as you inhale, press into the mat, rounding the spine, send your hips back to your heels. Forehead to the mat, drag your hands all the way back, grab those heels, lift your hips, roll on your forehead towards your hairline, and then exhale, drop everything back down. Hands reach forward, so we're really flowing back and forth between these two very dynamic postures. So now lower yourself all the way down onto your belly. Nose to the mat. Inhale, upper back lifts. Gazes up. Exhale down. Inhale, press through your hands. Round the back, hips to your heels. Drag your arms all the way down to your heels. Inhale as you lift your hips. Roll up towards your hairline. Exhale, hips come down onto your forehead. Hands reach forward. And now bring yourself all the way up onto your knees. Okay. So, lots of back and forth, lots of movement, lots of details, but you did a great job. It can be tricky moving through postures like that with such intention. So we're going to continue to work on heart opening I'm gonna take my blocks, and while I'm on my knees here, I'm gonna put one block on the outside of each foot. Now before I get to my blocks, we'll just do a mini stretch here as you bring your hands behind you like you're about to put them into your back pockets, elbows together, chest lifted, grow half an inch taller as you inhale, and then exhale, hinge back about an inch. So everything, you're like stiff as a board here. Just a hinge from the knees. Quads are super strong. Exhale, come up, and we'll go again. So inhale, grow tall, and then exhale, hinge back. Now 1 more inch. Exhale, come up. Good, 1 more time. Inhale, grow tall. Chest is lifted. Exhale, hinge back. 1 more inch. And exhale, bring yourself up. Good, okay. Now we're gonna take one side at a time, because I'm gonna start with my left side. Left hand reaches toward the block. Right arm reaches across your body, and you just start to open. Just start to create some circles here. I'm gonna keep my gaze down, and that right arm just reaches up and over. So you're really opening the right shoulder, the right side of the chest. We'll do about 4 or 5 circles here. And like where you feel as you're circling it out, any sticky spots, just go slower. Any place where like the joints feel like they're clicking or sticking, just go a little slower. All right, and then push yourself back up. Good. Other side. So left hand goes to the block on your left side. Now right arm starts to sweep around. Get those big circles, reaching behind you. You know, gaze can be up or down. I'm just keeping mine down. And again, any sticky spots. Anytime those joints are clicking or almost like skipping through the circle, go slower. You might feel this pulling like all the way down into your hip, into the front of the thigh, your quad. So getting lots of good opening on the left side of the body. And then bring yourself back up. Okay, so now we'll get both sides. So I'm just gonna reach my fingertips towards the blocks. So you want to be really gentle with your knees here. If this is too much on your knees, you can just do one side at a time again. You want to be really gentle with yourself when you're moving backwards. So heart forward, don't let your body collapse down. Gaze up towards the ceiling, chin up towards the ceiling, and we're just gonna hold here. So imagine someone is pulling your hip points forward. And continue to breathe here. This, other than most other exercises, is where I want to hold my breath. This is a hard one to breathe through, but I know you can do it. So take another inhale and exhale. And slowly bring yourself up. And then we'll take that counter posture here. So coming back into curling into a ball, just like we did before. Forehead to the mat. Grab onto those heels. If it feels comfortable, even lifting the hips to round the spine more. And as you exhale, come back up. All right, perfect. So now we get to do the fun stuff. I mean, it was all fun, but we get to do the 3 main postures of the reflex. So we can start with the first one, knees wide, big toes together, and your hands are gonna just plant down, but your shoulders need to stay back, head up. So everything is about staying very lifted, gaze is forward. You're just kind of like a little puppy dog here, okay? So this will be the first one. Second one, we're gonna come into tabletop, but again with your hands inward at 45 degrees, and then gaze up, a little bit of a curve into the back. So this is key. Just doing like a regular stretch will not be the reflex. You wanna have your fingertips in, gaze up. And then the last one, you send your hips to your heels, forehead to the mat, and your arms, your forearms kind of frame your head. So we want a straight line from your head to your hips that are up, facing upwards. So we've got 1, 2, and 3. So sitting back like a dog, tabletop, and then head down. So let's just go back and forth between those a few times, and then we'll be good. So back to number 1, looking up. Number 2, we'll go a little faster, tabletop. 3, head down, and then back up to tabletop, moving backwards. I don't remember my fingertips here. And then sitting back, knees wide, gaze up. And we'll go through that one more time. So starting here, number 1, look up. Number 2, tabletop, rotate your hands inwards, 45 degrees, gazes up. And then moving back down, hips up, forehead down, forearms resting on the mat. And then we'll move backwards through tabletop. So rotate those fingertips inward. Eyes up. Belly drops ever so slightly. A little curve in the back. And then ending back. Knees wide, hands planted, gaze up. So spine as straight as you can. All right, and you can have fun with that and kind of challenge yourself and like go through different ones in different orders, see how it makes you feel. But that is those 3 progressions of movement. That is how you work towards integration of your STNR. Can be really helpful with like hand-eye coordination as well. So I hope you feel great. You did a great job, and I'll catch you next time.